You're inside KDAY's community show. Your issues, your topics, your community. Now, here are your hosts, Classic One, and Trey.
Yeah, and me, Trey. 93.5 KDAY, Happy New Year. It's the first show of the new year. And we definitely want to welcome back Anna and Andrew. We felt it was important to bring them back, as we always feel like it's important to bring them back, because we get so many overwhelming phone calls. And guess what? It's tax season. So what you gonna do with your tax money anyway, besides go out, party, have a good time, buy the kids some new clothes? We want to put you guys in a new home. Andrew and Anna, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Travon, to you and to KDAY listeners. Thank you very much for having us.
So we definitely want to talk about a couple things as we spoke about briefly earlier. We want to focus on helping everybody get their credit repaired, and it's not as I know personally it's not as easily as it's not as difficult as it seems, but it's not as easy as it seems. So I definitely want to get into some details with Anna and Andrew for our listeners. And Andrew and Anna, feel free to jump in at any time. Why is it so important to repair your credit and to be aggressive with as far as repairing your credit?
Well, let me jump in and say, thank you for having us. It's a new year. Last year, I know a lot of people who called us from your show. A lot of them had issues with their credit, and we did advise them on what they needed to do. But it's something that needs work consistently, and that you have to be aggressive about. Because if you're going to become a homeowner in today's market, if you're going to be able to get approved for a mortgage loan, it starts with your credit. Yes, we know income and your job, they are all important, but it starts with your credit. I mean, it's not just about getting approved for a home loan. If you're trying to buy a car, if you're trying to buy furniture, I mean, in most cases nowadays, if you're trying to get a job, your credit does matter a lot. So we're trying to zero in and focus on helping people repair and fix their credit for free. It doesn't cost you anything. We tell you exactly what you need to do, and you need to go do your homework once we give you that prescription. So it's very, very important that, we start from there, because that's where everything starts from.
Well, there's two things that I definitely want to get in from a listener's perspective. The first thing that I want to ask you guys, why is it, if someone's ever paid their credit, and I just want to hear from you guys, because I've kind of found out the hard way, why is it when you pay your credit, it goes down first before it goes up?
Well,
properly describe it. I don't want to give the wrong impression. Does it go down before it goes up, or how does it work?
Well, the way that it works is if you're disputing something on your credit file, it will actually get noted underneath the account that's in question, and you'll lose 20 points for disputing each account. That's why we also want to remove those disputes, and they're required to be removed before we can even get you a loan approval. If you're paying off an account that you're going to have deleted, sometimes the deletion may work against you, because you're graded on how much credit you've been given, how much of it you're using, how far away that you are from the collection date that it was opened, any late payments. There's so many different things that are graded. The other thing is, if you're paying off a collection that's over 12 months, you don't gain any points by doing so. You only gain points by paying off a collection that is less than 12 months on your credit report.
No,
it's hard to really gauge. I mean, it could.
No. I'm glad you. I was definitely glad that you broke that down, because a lot of people might go through and they've done that. Because I know some people that have paid one thing and they be like, "Well, ain't no sense of paying off nothing because it didn't do nothing." But it usually works for your benefit in the long run. Is that correct?
Well, the other thing that they're looking at is if you tend to have a credit score of 620 or less, the underwriter may condition for, depending on the investor, they have overlays. They may condition for you to pay off collections that are a total of $1,000 or more. They've tightened up on the requirements on past dues and collections, especially if it's a government debt. I mean, government debts all have to be paid in full, or now they're allowing you to go into a payment plan as long as 3 payments have been made and it's documented. So there are a lot of different new rules that have been put into place, but it doesn't mean that we can't get the loan done for you. We just have to do some footwork in order to be able to get you that approval.
I mean, let me jump in real quick, Trey. The thing is, if you have a cold, for example, and you take some medicine, it doesn't get better right away. You're still probably going to suffer some ailment, maybe half a day or a day, and then eventually you gradually start feeling better and get stronger if you continue to take your prescription. It's quite the same when it comes to credit. If you already have a bad credit, when you go about to try to fix it, it doesn't, it's still taking a dip. But if you continue to do something that's positive to your credit, you're going to eventually see, the positive showing up after a while.
No,
and a while is just maybe a few weeks, not months.
No, I definitely want to touch on that because I've had some listeners call or email and say, well, I've paid off stuff and it goes down or etc. So I definitely, that's why I wanted you guys to explain it. It's not like you said, it's not a quick turnaround where like you pay it off today and then it shoots up today.
No, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a couple days or a couple weeks.
No, I really wanted you guys to explain that to some of the listeners, because like a lot of people think, well, if they pay it off, well, it turns around. Like this whole credit report is not even algebra. It's more like geometry, statistics. There's a formula to it, but there's not like a specific formula to it. Besides already have good credit.
Remember, we've been on your show a couple times last year, and we're kicking off this year. We're focusing on credit and income before anything else, because people need to understand what it takes to build your credit or to have good credit. For example, I've always said on your show that I'm a big proponent for secured credit cards. Secured credit cards are going to help you build your credit. There's been a couple people on your show who have taken our advice and seen their credit scores jump up in excess of 100 points in less than 2 months. So getting a secured credit card from Wells Fargo, Union Bank, US Bank, or Citibank, it doesn't really, it helps you more than you think. No,
and I've taken your advice. I have a secured credit card from Wells Fargo now.
Yes.
So it's not...
Good job.
You took our advice eventually. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. But what we're saying here is, it's very, very important that you go after... Somebody might come and say, you know what, my credit's already bad. Nobody's going to give me a credit card. I say, well, that's not true. A secured credit card, you will always get approved for a secured credit card because it's your own money that you're spending. Nobody's going to turn you down. If you go to Wells Fargo, Union Bank, US Bank, Citibank, you will always get approved for a secured credit card. Now, the trick to this is simple. Now, I want everybody to listen carefully. Once you get your secured credit card, you spend $50 and cut up the card into pieces and throw it away. Make sure that your monthly payment is coming directly from the bank account that you have the secured credit card on. That's the trick. That way, there's never going to be an issue of you not paying your bills on time or the check got lost. Because if you're trying to repair something, you don't want to go back and put a dent on all the work you've been doing. The only other thing you probably can do to kind of ruin your chances is if your bank account doesn't have any money in there, then obviously, your payments are not going to be made. but you're never going to overspend. You're never going to, be late if you have a secured credit card and you have a direct pay from your secured credit card account into your card. So that's the way to do it. That's the right way. That's the easiest way. That's the simplest way to manage and help your credit grow faster and quicker. And the people who have taken our advice have seen a lot of changes on their credit.
And if you're just tuning in, we're checking in from Andrew. We're checking in with Andrew and Anna from PMC Mortgage Company. You can check them out at pmcmortgageloans.com. You can also give them a call at 1-800-385-3657. We're talking about starting off the new year right. Everybody has resolutions to do this and do that, but we want to start seeing people make financial changes about the decisions you make. And just as far as your living standards, because a lot of people are scared to even do the house thing because they say, "Oh, I can't do that." And the people I'm talking to, they're scared of the 30-year commitment. But like we always discuss, Andrew and Anna, you can feel free to jump in at any time. You're gonna have to live somewhere for the next 30 years, regardless. It might as well be your own place.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. I mean, Anna and I have discussed this over and over. And Anna will tell you stories of people who we have been able to help, over the last 12 to, 15 months. People who thought, you know what, I'm never going to be a homeowner. You know what, if you're paying rent right now and your rent is above $1,000, guess what? Your mortgage could be less than that. Why do you want to continue paying rent? Let us help you check your credit for free, by the way. Anybody who's calling from KDAY, you call our toll-free number 800-385-3657.
Andrew, what's your website again?
Our website, pmccanhelp.com.
pmccanhelp.com.
If you go on there and you fill out an application for a mortgage loan, it takes only 10 minutes, guys. It takes only 10 minutes to fill out an application. pmccanhelp.com. You fill out an application, we'll give you a free credit report, and we'll analyze the credit report for you and tell you exactly what you need to do to become a homeowner. And guess what? We are also going to help you look for that home, because we have real estate agents in our office who's going to take your hand and walk you step by step until you become a homeowner. And that's good news for 2013.
Exactly. That's something we all need to look forward to in 2013, is stepping up, just like I said, not just the little things besides the exercise, eating healthy. We need to start financially preparing for the years to come. But I said I had two questions, and we already talked about the first one. The second one, if you repair I want you guys to touch bases upon this. If you repair your credit, there's this thing called the principal and interest, and your interest rate gets lower as your credit is higher. A lot of people just think, "Oh, what am I really repairing my credit for?" You're going to need a car. You're going to need something to have something to do with credit. And what's the importance of repairing your credit for your total debt, like your principal and interest, if you can explain that?
Well, Anna can actually explain that better, because...
So your question basically is, what is the maximum debt ratio that you can have?
No. You know how we go apply for a $20,000 car. If my credit score is 400, then I'm gonna pay $40,000 for the car. But if my score is 700, then I'll pay like $26,000 for the car. What I
think I get what you're saying, Trey.
As far as the interest rates benefit you if your credit score is higher.
Well, you're a prime rate borrower if your score is over 720. You're going to get, let's just use an example. Someone with a 720 FICO that's FHA can get an interest rate of 3.25% today. Versus someone who has a 580 credit score would be closer to a 4.5%, and that's a mortgage loan.
That's exactly what I want you to explain. Now, a lot of people think that I'm not sure what you said, 3.2 and 4.8 is not that big of a difference.
It's huge. It's thousands and thousands of dollars, and that's something that we can even calculate for you. We have borrowers that come to us and they're in a hurry. They want to, buy today. They have a house that they want to put an offer in. there are thousands of houses out there. Yes, maybe that one particular one that they saw at that moment is the one that they want, but I would say it would be smart for you. You know, everyone works hard. You're working 10, 12 hours a day, you know, just to get by. So why would you want to throw away $30,000, $40,000, which could be used for your retirement or your children's college tuition? So you want to be smart. You want to plan ahead. You want to be proactive and get your credit, you know, analyzed first. A lot of people don't even know how to read a credit report, and that's what we teach you. We teach you those things that you don't learn in high school and in college. It's going to be able to help you, you know, in the future for any other financial endeavor that you do, whether it be a car loan or whether it be a student loan. So I would say if you log in, you apply at pmccanhelp.com. Once we receive your application, we'll be able to call you and go over that credit report with you. You know, there are also down payment assistance programs that may benefit for, you know, most people that are out there that are first-time home buyers. First-time home buyer also means someone that hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. Maybe they sold it, or maybe they had a short sale or a foreclosure. Those people today will qualify with a 580 score or higher for a down payment assistance program, which gives you 3% that you could use for your down payment. The only thing that you would have to come up with is your 0.5% down plus any closing costs that the seller does not cover. And today the seller is on average giving 3% towards closing costs and prepaids. And we teach you that stuff because some of it just sounds like mumbo jumbo, but you need to know what the terms are. You need to know what you're signing. You need to know, you know, more about your mortgage that you're going to be paying.
If you're just checking
I want to kind of follow up with what Anna was talking about. You know, our goal this year, Platinum Mortgage Company, is to help people out there who thought they could never qualify for a mortgage loan. I mean, even if you currently own a home and you're trying to refinance and nobody's trying to help you, we can help you. I mean, the reason why our website address is PMC Can Help is because we really can help. I mean, we might not be able to get you into a home today, but we can set you on that path that will get you into a home eventually within, you know, a reasonable amount of time. If you've had a foreclosure, if you've had a short sale, if you've had a bankruptcy, or you had collections and charge-offs on your credit, let us help you understand what your rights are, because you really need to know, because if you don't know, then you're going to keep going on in circles and circles and never really get anywhere ahead. You know, in today's market, like Anna was mentioning earlier, it only takes 580 FICO to get you an FHA loan. I mean, 580 will get you an FHA loan. You know, call us, platinummortgagecompany.com, pmccanhelp.com, 800-385-3657, 800-385-3657.
I want to step back and just ask just a broad question, general question. When is it do you think the housing market will turn around? Because right now it's a buyer's market, if I'm correct.
No, actually, on the contrary, right now it's a seller's market.
It's a seller's market.
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough inventory in the market right now.
We've
seen prices of houses,
Andrew, I'm sorry,
go up about 2 to 3%.
Andrew,
in the last 2 to 3 months. So it has, the market's not falling anymore.
Okay.
If you're still waiting and you're saying, well, the prices are going to go down, no, it's not going to go down. And if you are watching the news, you will notice that we did not go over the physical cliff like everybody was waiting on. So the market's not going down. The prices have jumped up in a lot of places. You try to put in an offer for a property, you're going to see 20, 30 other offers around. So don't wait any longer. Now is the right time to call and let us see what we can help you do to becoming a homeowner. Or if you have high interest rates, now is the right time for you to refinance because rates are at all-time low. I'm going to give you my phone number again. Our phone number, 800-385-3657.
I'm glad you explained that, because we're still under the presumption that it's still a buyer's market, in which it's a seller's market because of the fact that prices are not like dropping anymore, and there's not as many houses out there as there once was, right?
That's absolutely right. And you can go into any media source and check out the facts that we're telling you. We have a lot of realtors talking to us now saying, wow, it's very hard to get your offer accepted nowadays. There's a lot of cash buyers from foreigners scooping up all the properties all over the place. So if you're really looking to become a homeowner, now is the time to jump in and start that process. Because if you wait until after the tax season, prices must have gone up by $20,000, $30,000 by then. So now is the time to get your credit checked, get your finances in place, and before you file your taxes, let us give you some advice so that you have a very good idea of what to report on your tax returns beforehand.
Now, I want to give you a couple scenarios. Is it all right if I do that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. We're in January, right? A lot of people are going to get their taxes in February. The average listener right now doesn't own a home. What's the game plan they should start right now?
I think Anna has a good answer for that.
Well,
go ahead.
In order for us to get the ball rolling, definitely go online and apply. Again, it's pmccanhelp.com. It takes normally, I'd say, about 1 to 2 hours once the application is received to pull credit, analyze any documentation that we request. We can even have you give you a pre-approval letter within 24 hours. So what that pre-approval letter does, it acknowledges how much you're allowed to buy. So we could say you're qualified to buy a home that is a value of $250,000. And that pre-approval letter will be given to one of the agents that will help you look for those type of properties in the area that you're looking for. The down payment assistance programs have limitations as far as how much money you can make for each county. So we'd have to analyze which county that you would like to buy in. I was looking at the average rents in some of the Southern California locations, and they could be as high as $3,000 a month for a 3-bedroom home to rent. So it makes more sense to get pre-approved to start buying. You may not be buying within the next 3 months. You may decide you just want to kind of get the ball rolling, have an idea of what you could look for, and buy something and close your loan in June. So we really move as quickly as you want to move. Once you have that pre-approval letter in your hand, we can get the ball rolling, and you could be a homeowner within the next 60 to 90 days.
I also want to touch in to let you know that with the down payment assistance program, listen to this, guys. Your down payment is going to be less than what you put down for a car. So when you get your tax returns refund, don't go buying rims, don't go buying cars or jewelries or furniture. You need to talk to us first, and let's see what we can do for you. Because, for a $200,000 home, your down payment with the down payment assistance program is only $1,000. $1,000 down payment for a $200,000 home is almost unheard of. In areas where, like in the Inland Empire area or outskirts of LA, where properties are still low, you can get a home for about $100,000. That means that your down payment is only $500. $500 down for a home, and your monthly mortgage payment is about $800 with the down payment assistance. So you can't go wrong trying to become a homeowner. Now, when you come out to like maybe Orange County or parts of LA where the house prices are out in the 300s, 400s, or 500s, you're still going to win, because for a $400,000 home, for a down payment of $4,000, that's not bad at all, So we really want to help you understand what you can qualify for so that you can make really good decisions moving forward. If you're paying over $1,000 in rent, like I said earlier, you need to check with us so we can see how we can turn that rent into equity by helping you get into a home. 800-385-3657, pmccanhelp.com.
Well, I mean, that's basically it. So the first initiative steps we want to get everybody to do, just go to the website, check it out for yourself. They do not charge anything. If they do charge anything, call me. We're going to talk to them. If you feel more comfortable, call up to KDAY and ask for Trey or Classic. But I'm telling you, these people that I've worked with, and I've seen them help numerous people, and we're trying to get them to help everybody we can, especially going into 2013 as far as making better financial decisions. But we got to get that credit fixed. We got to get you to sign up on the website. And is there a password or a code that they put in order so you know they're from KDAY in order to get the free credit pull? And explain, because a lot of people think they just go online and, I already know my credit. No, that's not your real credit. So go into detail a little bit more. We have a little bit of time left as far as what your mortgage pool tells you, what PMC mortgage pool tells the listeners and the audience.
Well, when we pull your credit, we'll email you a copy, and again, it's free. We don't charge anything as long as you go on there. It's going to ask you where you heard about us, and if you can just put in there KDAY, then your credit report is going to be free. Now, for us to pull a copy of your credit, let me explain. You have to be currently employed. You have to have filed your taxes for the last 2 years. And you have to you have to be ready to say, okay, I want to get a house. We're not just pulling credit so people can just, okay, let me see what my score is. We're trying to help people who are serious about getting into a home. So when we pull your credit, the middle of the 3 scores is what really matters. So wherever that is, if it's 500, we can still get you a loan, but you have to come up with 10% down. But we would rather have your score build up to 620 or 640 so that your interest rates can be below 4%. So for us, it's very important that, you pay as less as possible for the money you're borrowing. Why would you want to pay anything above 4% when everybody else is paying 3.5% on their mortgage? So if you're currently a homeowner and your interest rate is higher than 4%, you need to call us. If you're trying to get into a home, we can help you in whichever way to understand what your current situation is. And that's the most important part of everything that we're trying to do for the community and for your listeners.
I'm letting the listeners know, if you have any hesitation as far as making that move, if you're paying rent, if you're paying more than $1,000, just give them a call, log on to the website and see. I really don't know how to explain it to you, but you need to start thinking outside that box and making some changes within your life. And I'm trying as well. So we're on that same ride together. I'm not asking you guys to do something that I wouldn't do. I'm on that same boat right now. I'm still trying to repair my credit. And it seems, it's like I said, it seems more difficult than what it is, but it's really not. So like I said, if you have any questions, call up here, ask for Trey. I'll talk to you personally. I will exchange information, my email or my personal phone number if you have any questions at all. But these are real good people, and we're trying to get people from apartments to homes. Let me ring a bell here. You're paying rent. That means you're paying somebody else's mortgage. Exactly. You're paying somebody's mortgages, so it might as well be yours.
Might as well be yours. And when you start paying a mortgage, you're going to give yourself an automatic raise because you're going to be able to deduct part of that interest payment at the end of the year. I mean, which employer is going to give you $3,000 to $5,000 raise every year? Doesn't happen. But when you get into a mortgage, that's an automatic raise at the end of the year for you because you're eligible for interest deduction. So why pay somebody else's mortgage when you can become, a mortgage owner yourself?
Don't be afraid. Andrew, give them the information before we get out of here.
That's 800-385-3657, 800-385-3657, pmccanhelp.com or platinummortgagecompany.com. I'll let Anna have the last word. Go ahead.
Well, the other thing I wanted to mention is you mentioned that some of your listeners have gone on and, analyzed their own credit and started making some payments and satisfying some debt that they've had. I would say it would be best to speak with someone like Platinum Mortgage and have someone advise you on which accounts would need to be paid. There's some things with the collection agencies that are out there. Remember, again, those are junk debt buyers that have bought, debt that was unsatisfied from creditors. So if that collection agency can't prove that you owe them any money, and that means they would have to supply you with the original application or an agreement that you sign and some type of payment arrangement, they really don't have the rights to collect from you. That's one of the things that we want to start emphasizing with some of our borrowers that have, debts that are showing up on their credit report. Maybe it might be an error. I've seen that happen quite often, that it could be someone else's debt that's accidentally being listed on your credit report with the credit bureaus. So we help you with that. We look at each account, go over them one by one. If there's, errors that are on there, we want to speak with the credit bureaus. You can, call yourself, or you can go online and dispute those. But the problem is that the disputes have to be settled before we can move forward. So a lot of people are having that issue. They're upset because they, didn't know the right information. Maybe they even got the pre-approved by us. They're going back and disputing stuff that is popping up on the credit report. People don't realize that the lender also will pull a new credit report before they fund the loan. So if new things are popping up, we need to make sure that we, nip it in the bud ahead of time. We don't want to rush, and then have things come up towards the end of the loan approval. But our job is to help make this, new home purchase a smooth transition for you. There is a lot of information that is entailed in buying a home, but there are a lot of benefits of becoming a homeowner. And that's what we want to do, is we want to go out to the community and let people know that they deserve to buy that home. They can qualify to buy a home, and that there are options out there like down payment assistance programs that are available to them. They just need to know what the resources are available to them, and that's what we help you do.
And also, just before we round up here, if you want some more information, you call us and we'll mail you a small, simple booklet that will tell you all the things we've been talking about. The booklet is very informative. It tells you about credit, tells you about the real estate process, tells you about the mortgage loan process. It simplifies such that even a seventh grader or sixth grader can read it and understand what's in there, because we really genuinely want to help you guys. Yes, we're going to get paid sometime, somehow, but the bottom line is we want to help you understand what you're getting into or what you should be getting into, because that's important. Owning a home is very, very important.
It definitely is.
And not paying somebody else's mortgage by continuing to rent is also important. Yes, you have to start renting somewhere, but you don't have to rent forever.
No, you don't.
Call us 800-385-3657, pmccanhelp.com, platinummortgagecompany.com.
Well, I definitely want to thank you guys for coming and calling in and just going through this experience with the listeners. So we definitely want the listeners to give them a call, get the information. If you have any questions, call me at the station. Andrew and Anna, till next time.
Thank you very much, Trey.
I appreciate you.
Have a good New Year.
You too. 93.5 KDAY. See you next week. And my man Classic still on vacation. Catch him every day 3 to 7 with DJ Denser. All right, have a beautiful day. Happy Sunday.
Thank you for listening to K-Day's Community Show, where it's your issues, your topics, and your community. For questions or more info on this or any of our other shows, please email us, kdaycommunity@gmail.com. 93.5 K-Day.